Good evening. Welcome to Reading Things with a Southern Accent. My name is Murph. I forgot to turn this light on again. It's very important. Light up in front of the cabinet. Oh, my volume is up again. Sorry. Who's here? Andrea Ross. Hello. Hello out there in California. Tonight's episode, so this is Reading Things with a Southern Accent, 2020, episode 30. And every time we do a new episode and I see that number climb, it blows my mind, because 9 years ago when I started this, we only made it to episode 23. So we are 7 episodes past the original run of Reading Things with a Southern Accent. It is Saturday, April the 25th. We are on day number 40-something of the coronavirus, COVID-19, coronapocalypse, social distancing, stay-at-home order. Now, about a half hour ago, we got some new information from the county that we live in, Summit County, Colorado. They sent out a whole new press release with a title that said amended, public health order. So myself and the producer, we quickly opened it up and we read through the amended public health order. It looks exactly like the same last two public health orders that they have established. So I don't really know exactly what's going on. We're mainly looking at it for retail. Retail hasn't changed. You can order online, you can do phone orders, you can do curbside pickup, you can do home delivery, you can mail things. That's really it. Jim Wortham, because you're a big adult now. No, I don't eat dinner before this. I eat dinner after this. And so I do enjoy my evening pre-dinner cocktail. It's only 6 o'clock here. Producer's telling me it's only 6 o'clock here to remind you of that. So, as far as Summit County, Colorado goes, we don't really have any new information as far as the COVID-19 coronapocalypse lockdown goes. We're going to just continue in the same moving forward fashion that we have. Social distancing, 6 feet, groups of 10 people, all of that jazz. It was a beautiful day here today. Aside from that, some world news. Who's here? Papa. Hi, Dad. Sarah Gambino's watching. Hi, Sarah Gambino. It appears that Kim Jong-un might be deceased. TMZ released a story earlier today that says that Mr. Kim Jong-un has passed. And if there's any... Listen, some people think TMZ is just tabloid news. But when Michael Jackson died, when Prince died, when Princess Diana, was TMZ around? No. When Michael Jackson died, when Prince died, they were the first people that had the stories. So I'm gonna go with TMZ, Harvey Levin. He's a smart guy. No matter how crazy you think that show is, Harvey Levin is tapped into many resources. So it appears that Kim Jong-un might be deceased. That is our breaking world news for tonight. Apparently, this is coming in from the producer. We have to worry about his sister. So if she's the one that takes over, maybe things could be, I don't know, better or worse. Tonight's reading, that's it for our news block. Tonight's reading comes from Hamlet. My father, when we originally started talking about doing Shakespeare, he told me to do Hamlet. He told me to do Macbeth. So tonight we are going with Hamlet. Tonight's reading comes from Hamlet. And we are wrapping up our Shakespeare segment of reading things with a Southern accent. We will take tomorrow off. We always take Sundays off here on reading things with a Southern accent. And then we will figure out what we are going to do next. We've talked about Edgar Allan Poe, but I have searched the attic. I've searched our bookshelves and cases. I cannot find the book that I thought we had that was Edgar Allan Poe. So if I can find some Edgar Allan Poe by Monday, we're going to go Poe. Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Kyle Bergman. If not, we may go Mark Twain. The producer had a suggestion of maybe reading, Frog and Toad books, because we have some of those left over from when our daughter was young. Excuse me. Whew. So we'll figure that out. But right now, we're going to go to the book. The book that was trash picked 30-something years ago in Mobile, Alabama, from the dump. Not just a regular old trash can, but the dump. Is the dog out here? Oh, there he is. Okay. Hamlet. We are in Act 3. Oh, by the way, we're also going to read, so when I'm done reading Hamlet, don't go anywhere, because I'm also going to read the letter that was tucked in the front of this book when the producer brought it home from the dump. It is still here in the front of the book. Impeccable handwriting. I don't know exactly when it was written, but it seems to have been written a long time ago from a person of means, I think. So, anyways, don't go anywhere. Act 3, Scene 1? Is this Scene 1? Mm-hmm. Act 3, Scene 1. Shakespeare's Hamlet. It's always hard getting into this. Wait, what does he do in Anchorman? Yellow leather? Yellow leather? Yellow leather? I don't know. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slangs and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. Can you keep it down over there? To die, to sleep perchance, to dream. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with bare bodkin. I have no idea what that means. Who would fardels? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Now, this next line must be important because the previous owner of this book underlined it. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution, it is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought and enterprises of great pitch and moment. With this regard, their current turn awry, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered. And that is a mouthful from Hamlet. Act 3, Scene 1. Excuse me. It is titled A Room in the Castle. There are many lines in there. There are pieces that people would recognize. I'm sorry, producer?
It's from the nunnery scene.
It's from the what?
Nunnery scene.
Yeah, but it says right here, Room in the Castle.
The nunnery.
It's from the nunnery scene. The nunnery scene. Okay. Well, that will conclude our Shakespeare readings for this time. We do have much more in this book that we could revisit, and I'm not saying that we'll never come back to Shakespeare, but for the time being, we have done this for 2 weeks here on Reading Things with a Southern Accent, and Shakespeare is going to come to a close. How now, brown cow? Thank you. Entree nu telesquat. Listen, I'm going to have to read that in French later, Mr. Scott Johnson Ross. This is from To Be or Not to Be. What? Oh, you're saying to be or not to be, but in French. Oh, French. Okay, so as promised in yesterday's reading, we have a letter. This letter, if you can see it, where are we going here? Or is it written on like an onion skin paper? There is no date, which saddens me. But it was sent to, it says care of FPO, which is a military thing. No? What is it? We're Googling to get the right terminology. She told me this earlier today. But this handwriting is impeccable, so it's clearly old because people don't have handwriting like this anymore. It's written in cursive, so we know it was not written by a millennial. And it is written to Mrs. Daniels. Should I read this in a Southern accent? Fleet Office Post. From the Navy. So apparently this is a Navy letter. Correspondence, shall we say. Should I read this in a Southern accent? Guillaume. All the way from Spain? Do we really have someone all the way from Spain? I love you, Guillaume. If I'm saying it right. We have people in Spain watching, people. Spain! Yes, Villalonga. What's Spain? Wait. What's Spain? What part of Spain? What part of Spain are you in? I feel like you're in the southern part of Spain. I just feel that way. I don't know. It's not Barcelona. Anyways, here we go. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read it in a southern accent. I'm going to do it. Dear Mrs. Daniels, after reading this book, I thought perhaps you might like to have it. After all, a book is no good if it isn't read. I enjoyed it because the characters were people with whom I was familiar. But I thought Moulin Rouge was a better novel. At any rate, I hope you will find some enjoyment in reviewing a story I'm sure you already know. We are thoroughly enjoying Bermuda and all its facets. It has been like living in a floral display all summer. Perfectly beautiful. Let us hear from you when you have time. Love, Dolly. Mallorca.
Mallorca. Is this our friends?
Mallorca. No, this is good. Who used to teach Scout? Yeah. Mallorca. I am so happy that you are here, sir. Now, this is a lost form. People don't do this anymore. This is an art form that doesn't happen anymore. Maybe we should start a letter writing campaign here and reading things with a Southern accent to revive this kind of thing. Emails are one thing, but I'm telling you, this handwriting, it's beautiful. I can't write like that. I have horrible penmanship. These lines are straight. It's written in cursive. Absolutely beautiful. It is a lost art form. So this wraps up this week's Reading Things with a Southern Accent. Like I said, we take Sundays off. We'll be back on Monday, hopefully with some Edgar Allan Poe. If not, we will find something suitable. I do have a Mark Twain book, which I think could be a lot of fun. We've been suggested Dr. Seuss as well. So, yes, the Hudnuts friends. I understand. I can see your face, Guillaume. I can.
I know.
I'm very happy that you are here. What else do we got? Is that it?
The pseudo prom for the locals.
Tonight in Summit County, if you're a local,
What if they're prom?
they're doing a virtual prom. I don't have any of the information, but the kid and her friends are gathering, social distancing, just a couple of them, in a local garage, and doing a pseudo prom, virtual prom. That's happening here in the Summit County, Colorado. If you're a local, they're encouraging everyone to tune in. What? YouTube or something. I don't know. And Roger Day.
What?
Roger Day. Man, I need to have you on the show and sing a song in a Southern accent. The Flying Mosquito Brothers? Is that one of your things? I don't know. Well, that does it for this week. We have wrapped up Shakespeare. Monday we will come back. It is a mystery as of right now, but Monday we will come back with something. And as long as this COVID-19, coronapocalypse, coronavirus, social distancing, stay-at-home order stays in effect, we will do this every single day. We're shooting for around 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So Monday, keep an eye out, and we will be back then. Oh, the Beastie Boys documentary premiered yesterday on the Apple TV Plus. If you haven't, go watch it. I'm going to watch it tonight. And that is it. Thank you for watching. My name is Murph. And as always, please wash your hands. Good night.